done my best to make this to be a pretty good shell to start with, but let's just say that you're not in love with the way that things have been set up. I've called them unit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe you don't want to have something that's called a unit. It might be in your best interest to have something called an introduction at the beginning. So what I'd like to do, now that I'm in course C, well actually let's do it in course B because that's where the instructions are for doing this, so you can see. I'd like to click on the new page icon, and I'm going to call my new page Introduction. Now because this is a part of course B, I'm going to make sure that I click off on the option to put it under course B. This just helps to keep your website a little bit more organized. If you start putting everything at the top level, then you lose track of where everything actually is, or where you want it to be, or what course you want it to be associated with. Anyway, I'm ready to create now. Now I can see here at the, oopsie, I've been taken straight to my brand new website, Introduction. Always good advice. And the introduction is underneath the course B. I can see that with this little navigation bar, but when I go back to course B, even though it's underneath the course B, you see that it's not in the menu. Where it is, or where you could get to it, and this is kind of an ugly way to get to it, is to look down here at the very bottom. And you can see where I'm hovering right now that there is a link to introduction, and I can get back to it. But that's such a nasty, ugly, just a blah. I don't know how to say it any other way. I hate that. You might love it. You know, everybody's different. Here's the way I like to deal with it, and I do like to put it into the drop-down menu because, you know, then at least it's accessible to students who won't think to scroll all the way down to the bottom to go looking for the stuff. And an introduction to a course and advice like starting at the beginning, that's so important that you want to make sure they get to it. So we want to put it into the drop-down menu. Here's how you do it. First of all, you've got to click on More Options. That's the little gear logo here. And I want to go down to the option. It's under Site Actions. It's called Edit Site Layout. There's lots of things in More Options, but this is one that we want to focus on right now. Now I'm able to edit the layout, and there are more things that I could do with menu bars, but I'm not going to alter the menu bars. I don't want to go too fast, too early. I want to click on the menu bar that we have, and you see here that these are the options that are in all of our drop-down menus. I'm just scrolling through it quickly. But the site that I just created is not in this list, so I'm going to add that page. Not the site, I keep on using site incorrectly. The page that we just created is not in that list. And now I'm going to click on the maximize button there. Remember, I made that new web page under course B, so I'm going to maximize course B, and you can see that there's the introduction. Now the introduction is third in that list only because it's an alphabetically sorted list. And I've just selected introduction, and now I have to scroll down so that I can hit the OK button. OK. And I've just added the introduction to the drop-down menu. Problem is, when I look under course B, there's course B as I scroll through here, you notice that introduction isn't in that list. Where this Google Sites thing puts it is all the way down at the bottom. There's introduction, that's the one I just added. But I can put it where I want it to be by using these up arrows, sliding it all the way up the menu, up, 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 up. I've got to catch up with it, got ahead of me. Up, 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 up. I won't say this is efficient. Up, 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 up. Keep going, honey. Up, up, up. Okay, I'm in course B now because I can see that I've just passed course C, and I would like the introduction to be right above Unit 1. And I say, all right, I'm happy. Okay. Closing out of editing the layout. I'm going to refresh just to make sure that it's stuck. Oh, it did stick already. I didn't have to refresh. And now I have an introduction web page. Start at the beginning.